Hi everybody, I'm Anthony Brown, and if we are classmates in 5309 group counseling, I apologize because you get to hear a little bit of my spiel again, but I'll keep it short this time. I'm looking forward to working with each of you, and as I looked at the roster for the class, I noticed that quite a few of us were classmates during the previous term, and so I guess here we are doing this again. So again, looking forward to working with each of you. Again, my name is Anthony, and I go by Anthony, but if you call me Tony, I won't be too offended. I'm originally from Puerto Rico, but I grew up in the Galveston, Texas area and went to school there as well. I'm a retired Air Force Master Sergeant. I served just over 21 years, and while I was in, I had a few different careers. Initially, I was a nuclear weapons specialist. Following that, I was an air traffic controller for about 11 years, which is my favorite job in the entire world. I loved it because of the intensity, the fast-paced nature of the job and the adrenaline rush that it gave me because I'm that type of person. I just like an adrenaline rush. That's just who I am. My last several years, though, I was a drill instructor here at Lackland Air Force Base, and I was responsible for working with basic trainees and helping them to get through basic training in whatever way was necessary. And I'm being a bit facetious, if you know what I mean. I am married. I have three kids. I have an older daughter, 27, who's an RN, and I have a daughter who's 17 and a son who's 12. And as far as what we do, we all like to travel. If you see behind me, we have road bikes. We cycle a lot. I also have guitars that are behind me and drums. I've played drums and guitars forever. I also play the bass, which I just learned about a year and a half ago. And we like to travel. We try to make 2 good trips every year somewhere. Just in August of the past year, we went to Mount Rushmore. We drove there, and from there we drove to Toronto, Ontario, and we were gone for about 10 days. Needless to say, we put about 6,000 miles on our vehicle, but it's what we like to do. The previous year we went to San Diego, and this year we're planning on going to the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, and then I can't remember the other place. It'll come to me in a minute. But the point is, we like to travel. So that's we're also into fitness. I like to work out. I like to run, kickbox, whatever it is, you name it. I'm also into cars. If you notice on my icon for the screen thing that pops up, I have a Toyota Supra, which is my favorite car. I have 4 other cars, but the Supra is my favorite. It's my baby. Puts out about 800 horsepower. I built the car myself. That's kind of what I do. Aside from going to school, that's kind of the things I do to relieve stress. I am a high school math teacher and also a math tutor, but I took a substitute teacher role this term to focus more on school because I wanted to focus more on the MRC to get done with that as I can. As some of you probably know, we have the option to choose from the 60-hour degree plan and the 48-hour degree plan. I have not decided as of yet as far as which one I want to do. My initial intent was to fast track the course and get done as soon as possible. However, I do understand the differences between the 2 programs, and I'm a bit torn as far as which direction to go because the OPC could benefit me in the future, but again, I don't know yet what I'm going to do. As far as this program goes, psychosocial aspects, I think as the name implies, it's a bit of psychology and social aspects regarding disability. I do have a disability of my own, by the way. I have epilepsy, which I found out during the latter years of my Air Force career. I didn't know I had it. I would always wake up in the middle of the night, or in the morning rather, with like a twisted shoulder or something like that, and I just didn't know what it was. I had headaches and things of that nature, and I had gone to get it checked out a couple times, but I was always told that it was stress. It was due to the nature that as my job as an instructor, I was working 16 to 18-hour days, and it was just related to that because I worked out a lot. But there was no definitive diagnosis of what it could be, and it just so happened that because I complained about it a lot, my wife actually recorded me sleeping a couple times, and lo and behold, during one of those videos, I was having seizures in my sleep. So it happened again during one of my sleeping sessions, and she called 911, and of course they came, and I was admitted for about a week and a half in the hospital, only to learn that I was having grand mal seizures. And as of now, I'm on medication for it, 2 different types of medication, which treat it. I no longer have the seizures, at least not that I know of. And I'm able to drive and do things like normal. But of course, it is a disability. It's something I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. And so I can relate to disabilities as far as that goes. What I look for in this and throughout this course is to learn more about the disabilities that are going to affect our clients that we're going to be working with in the future. We're going to obviously all have different types of clients that we're going to work with. I'm going to focus more personally on the PTSD and mental health track for rehabilitation counseling. That's just something that's kind of near and dear to me. I have several friends who are also retired, some that served in Afghanistan who have issues with PTSD, and some with mental health. So it's something that I can kind of relate to in that regard. So that's the direction I want to go to. I'll go into. But these courses, I'm also in group counseling with some of you, but these things together, these courses together are going to help me, or help us, I should say, get a better understanding of what we're going to be doing once we graduate. And that's just kind of how that's going to go. As far as goal, the obvious goal is to complete the course, to graduate, but some of you have some different insight. Some of you have worked as VRC counselors, as I read in your bios, and have more experience working in this field as far as with people with disabilities and things of that nature. So I'm looking to draw from your experience on that in that regard. And so that's one of my goals, is obviously during our sessions, is to draw from you during our video sessions and to get what I can from you. And again, our obvious goal is to graduate. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much all I have for you. I'm sure we're going to see each other and talk to each other more during the other video sessions that we're going to have. And until our next session coming up, which I believe should be in a couple of days, I hope to talk to you then. Take care.